In today's khutbah, I'll try to talk to you fundamentally about the 6th ayah of Surah Al Infatar. It's, imagine somebody who's just been ripped out of their grave. Like they were, when somebody just shockingly wakes you up, immediately wakes you up, your first thought should be, why'd you wake me up? Or you're not sure where you are. You're in shock, right? And then when you wake up, everything looks like a nightmare because the sky is torn, the oceans are boiling over, and you just woke up from your grave after thousands of years of sleep. What are your thoughts at that moment? Processing everything that's happening that's overwhelming, Allah mentions one thought in that moment for you and me that is going to take over. One thought in this surah. And that thought is alimat nafsum ma qaddamat wa akharat. A person will then realize, and then they will really know, what did they put ahead? You know what that means? What did they put in front? What did they put behind? In English, simple English, what did they make a priority? And what did they put on the back end? Our entire life is actually just that, mine and yours, every single day. Something is a priority and something can wait. It's what it is. I decide I have a lot of time. I can just take a nap. My nap becomes a priority. The work I had to finish can wait. If I say I got to finish work first, I'll eat later, my work becomes a priority. The eating can wait. All the time, I'm making something muqaddam and I'm making something muakhar. I'm putting something ahead and I'm putting something later, right? That's in terms of time. In terms of time, I'll get to that this weekend. I'm busy this week, I'm working this week, I'll get to it on the weekend. So your work became muqaddam and whatever that task was became muakhar. People delay their trip, muqaddam and muakhar. But on that day, when all of that stuff is happening, Allah says you'll think about all the things you put in front and all the things you put in the back. But it also means other things. It means you will realize, and I will realize on that day, what was more important and what was less important. Obviously, the things you put in front are more important to you. What are the things that they lived, their life showed what was more important, and their life showed to them what was less important. What was more important and what was less important. What became more important, what became less important. But why is that question being asked on Judgment Day the moment a person comes out of their grave? They just got ripped out of their grave, and at that moment, that's when they realize, what did I make priority and what did I make not priority? That's Allah telling you and me that there were lots of times in my life when I had to choose Allah and not someone else. Not myself, not my feelings, not my greed, not somebody else's feelings, not somebody else's concerns, not my wants, not their wants. I had to pick what Allah wants first. But I picked something else. I made something else muqaddam. I pick someone else, or I pick something else, or I pick myself. Something else became more important. And you know what? No matter how much we tell ourselves that that's okay, that's us lying to ourselves. That's us fooling ourselves. The reality of it is, when Allah and His Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam tell us something, they ask us to do something. When they tell us something is wrong, when they tell us something is mandatory, you have to do it this way, you must never do it that way, then they're doing it because they care more for us. Allah cares and loves me more, and the Messenger ﷺ wants more good for me than I could even want for myself. Like, why are you wanting me to stop from everything? Why are you making my life hard? Why are you being so hard on me? Why can't you just let me burn? That's how we see it, because we're so deluded by what we think is the priority. What we think is the priority. And on that day, when everything is flipped upside down, the sky is flipped upside down, the graves are flipped upside down, the ocean is flipped upside down, that's the one day, the one thing that will be flipped the right side up is our thinking. Right now, everything is in order and our thinking is upside down. And on Judgment Day, everything will be upside down and our thinking will be reoriented correctly. Now I know what the real priorities were. What did I make priority? What did I put on the side? And this is not the ayah that I wanted to talk about in the khutbah today. The ayah I wanted to talk about is this next one. Ya ayyuhal insan, ma gharraka bi rabbika al-kareem. Human. Ya ayyuhal insan. Human. Insan, by the way, is a composite word of two things. When Allah calls us human. Hey, human. What it refers to is someone who forgets a lot, from nisyan. You forgetful creature. You forgetful creature is how Allah addresses us. And then another way of thinking about it is from uns, which is love and compassion. You creature, you thing, you being that's made up of so much love. You feel the need to be loved. You know, cats don't feel the need for a hug. Kids do. Adults do. They feel the need to feel validated, to feel love, to feel like they belong, and they feel the need to give love. Human beings have that like no other creature does. That's what makes us insan too. Allah calls on both of those qualities when He calls each and every one of us. And by the way, the nida here, the call here, Ya ayyuhal insan, human. When you hear that, I'm not thinking of anyone else. I'm not thinking of the nations that passed or the disbelievers or any, Allah didn't say Ya ayyuhal kafir. He said Ya ayyuhal insan. So He talks to me and He talks to you, and He didn't even say Allah will say on that day. It's just these words are being said. So we don't even know who the qa'il is, who's speaking here. It's the maqul al-qawl, but who's the qa'il? One way to think about that is the speaker here is Allah Himself. Allah is saying this to us. Another way you can think about it is when Judgment Day comes and you realize what your priorities were and what they should have been, what came forward, what went in the back seat, how you easily forgot who your Rabb is, so easily you let go. It makes sense at that time to talk to yourself and say, you forgetful creature. Ma gharraka bi rabbika al-kareem. Ma is a question word. What in the world deceived you? What in the world gave you false hopes when it came to your gracious master, bi rabbika al-kareem? This question is one of the most hard-hitting and heart-penetrating questions in the Quran. Ya ayyuhal insan, ma gharraka bi rabbika al-kareem. Like, if you don't memorize a lot of Quran or you don't know a lot of Quran, if you want to just write something on your fridge and just think about it every day, put this one on the fridge. Ya ayyuhal insan, ma gharraka bi rabbika al-kareem. Let's dig into what these words are. Gharra. It's actually, they are convinced that it's all the good things they want. They're convinced themselves of that. But it's actually harmful. That's ghurur. What does that word tell you? That there are lots of things in life that are very attractive, that we want, that our heart feels towards. But our heart is lying to us. Our heart doesn't have information. Our heart has feelings. It doesn't have reality. It just says, wow. So our heart needs guidance because our heart is blind. It just sees something it wants, it's drawn towards it. It sees something else it wants, it's drawn toward that. It's the longing inside it. What it's missing, it wants to fill it. And Allah, from His revelation, gives vision to this heart. It lets it see. It lets it think. It lets it think. Know what you want. Your feeling is good, but the direction you're putting it in is not good. Your feeling is something I put in you. The thing you want, you're supposed to want it. But the way you're going about it, you're deluding yourself that that's going to bring you peace. And the way He wants you to do it is the way He spelled things out. This is the halal way. This is the way to avoid haram. And when He wants us to avoid haram, it's only because we're going to hurt ourselves if we go the haram way, not anybody else. Or the first victim of it is going to be ourselves. It's going to be me. It's not nobody else. First and foremost, it's going to be me. And you know what? Shaitan comes and says, why are you being so hard on yourself? Why are you being so strict? Why are you being so Islamic? Why do you have to do that? And Allah is responding in this question, not even Allah. I'm going to be saying this to myself on Judgment Day. Ya Allah, you gave me the right priorities. You gave me what should be put later. And I didn't listen to you because I kept forgetting who you really are. First of all, I got the wrong things. And second of all, I forgot who you are to me. Bi rabbika al-kareem. What deceived you from your gracious master, your kareem master? Kareem in Arabic, it's so interesting, such a beautiful, interesting word. It's associated with things that are the most beautiful and noble and desirable. He's going to be gracious with us. Allah Himself is so noble and so gracious and so generous that we forget Him and He treats us with kindness anyway. Then we make something else a priority and He gives us kindness anyway. And we humiliate His rules and His regulations in our life. We act as if they don't exist. We act as if they don't matter. And He doesn't humiliate us in return. He still treats us with dignity. He still keeps clothes on our back. He still doesn't humiliate us in front of humanity. He doesn't do that. He keeps treating us with karam. He's kareem to me. And he's always been that way. I don't return the favor at all. I don't even begin to. I keep forgetting. I keep dismissing him and dismissing what he says. I don't think twice about it. I just assume that Allah will give and Allah will give and Allah will give. He's been taking care of me all this time, so he understands. It's okay. But on that day, I'm not going to be saying Allah understands. On that day, I'm going to be saying, what have I made? I made the wrong priorities. عَلِمَتْ نَفْسٌ مَا قَدَّمَتْ وَأَخَّرَتْ. Human being, what deceived you from your gracious man? And then what's the description of his grace? الَّذِي خَلَقَكَ فَسَوَّاكَ فَعَدَلَكَ فِي أَيِّ صُورَةٍ مَا شَاءَ رَكَّبَكَ. The one who created you, the one who made you balanced so you can walk on 2 feet. He made you able to distinguish between right and wrong. He balanced you as a human being. He made you a thinking creature. He perfected your form, made you balanced and just and fair. And in any shape he wanted, he took you through phases in life. Those were his design. But in all of them, every single time, every phase Allah put you through, every adventure he put you through, every difficulty he put me through, every trial he put me through, every experience he put me through, all the people that came into my life, all the people that left my life, every one of them was Allah taking me through a journey. And in every one of them, I had to see what's my priority and what's not. Sometimes we forget about Allah and a person becomes our priority. Sometimes we forget about Allah, ourselves become a priority. We so easily forget over and over and over again. Yeah. Allah has been kareem to you. Do you think that means you get to act like that? I've been kareem to you your whole life, whether you obeyed me or disobeyed me. Did you start thinking because I'm so kareem to you that there are no consequences? Didn't I gently and lovingly tell you there are consequences? Didn't Allah teach you? Didn't Allah teach me what is right and wrong and what the result, what the price is for each? Didn't he tell me what judgment day is? Didn't he tell me the ocean is going to boil over? And the stars are going to flip. The sky is going to tear open. And graves are going to get... Didn't he tell me all of this? And he told me with so much generosity. He didn't shake me up and say it. But a time will come when that happens, then Ya ayyuhal insan, human, what has deceived you? What deceived you? When you say what deceived you, gharraka, past tense, gharra like nasara, past tense. When it's past tense like that, you know what? It's too late already. But we're not reading this on Judgment Day. We're reading this right now. We're listening to this right now. So Allah has given us a scene of the future that's going to happen, but He allowed us to know about it right now. So if you had a vision of the future, that a day is coming where I will realize what my priorities were supposed to be, and I didn't make the right choices, and then I'm going to be told, what deceived you from your gracious master? And then I wake up and realize it hasn't happened yet. I'm here. I'm right now. I'm not on Judgment Day. Then you know what? Then this question becomes about, what did you allow to deceive yourself all up until now? Was it people in your life? Was it yourself? Was it your own greed? Was it your own selfishness? Was it the lies you tell yourself? What was it inside you? Was it a darkness inside you? What was it that has deceived you so far? Whatever it was can't be worth it anymore. The time to change has come. I heard this ayah. My priorities got to change. These are the kinds of ayat that become life transformations for you and me. It doesn't matter what happened. It doesn't matter what pain I have to go through to make a change. I am ready for it, Ya Rab, because you've been so kareem to me. And I'm ready for it because I would rather this realization right now and not on Judgment Day. I would rather this realization now. I don't care if that makes me cry or someone else cry. I don't care if it makes me upset or someone else upset. I don't care if it puts me through withdrawals or someone else through withdrawals. If it's alcohol I'm addicted to, then I quit today. I don't care how much it hurts. If it's prayer I've been missing, I'm praying from now on. I don't care how late I have to go to sleep, how early I have to go to sleep. I'm going to change. If it's something haram I've been doing, I quit. I don't care who gets mad and who gets upset. If it's a haram business, I'm leaving the business. I don't care if the money doesn't come in anymore. I don't care. Because what I care about is this day. Priorities, right? And when you change those priorities and you make them Allah's priorities, you're going to find people and yourself in your life fighting against that and telling you, hey, what happened to your priorities? Do you not care about this, this, this? No, I don't, because I have a different thing I care about more. I put that muqaddam, and I'm putting everything else muakhar. I'm putting that first, I'm putting everything else second. So, alimat nafsu ma qaddamat wa akharat. I'd rather be, and you would rather be, people that make the right priorities now. Now. Find the strength to do that. Find the strength in Allah's words to do that. That's why they're there. This is a reminder that I'm giving myself and to all of you that the door on our deeds is not closed yet. Whatever mistakes you've made, whatever wrong you've done, whatever wrong I've done, the door to tawbah is open. Ask Allah to forgive. But not just ask Allah to forgive. Make a real change. A real change. Show Allah and show yourself what your priorities really are. You have no one to prove anything to. Doesn't matter who calls you what. Doesn't matter how anybody judges you. That doesn't matter. They won't care about you when the time comes. It doesn't matter who gets upset and how they see you and how they perceive you. This is a world in which everything is perception. The only perception that matters is how you see yourself and how Allah sees you. When that becomes clear to you, then you're ready for this change. And if not, these same things that are constants that we see that are part of life, that are always there, Allah says when the stars won't be where they're supposed to be and the ocean's not there when they're supposed to be, those are not constants anymore. Why do you think people's opinions are such a constant to you?